I want to demonstrate for you guys some of the suggestions that I would have for you to work a little bit on being more intentional and more musical, right? And looking for stuff that you like. I'll play two times real quick here. Like not two times over the entire track, just two demos real quick. And I want you guys to tell me the difference between these two approaches, all right? So that's approach number one. All right. Now approach number two. All right. So what's the difference there? Everyone can weigh in.
The one sounded like me, the other one sounded like David Gilmour.
Okay.
Yeah, there was more
You're
space.
correct.
There was much more space in the second one than it was the first.
Much more space. Okay.
The dynamics, there's a difference in terms of linear versus dynamic.
Yep. Linear versus dynamics. Chad said less can be more. Yeah. I guess I don't know if more is the word, but I hear what you're saying. Like less, can be more. Just playing less can have more impact on the solo. I played the very same notes, right? I just played a lot less in terms of amount of notes. Pablo said here phrasing. What else comes to mind for you guys?
Yeah, the dynamics would be like some were loud. There were some short notes in there
Mhm.
as well.
Right. So, phrasing articulations. Yeah, I did change the articulations too, so that can make a lot of difference. A lot of things there, guys. It's not about what you play. Like I said, we are all playing the same scales here. I'm not playing anything fancy. No one is. This track doesn't really give you the opportunity for that. So it's all about how you play. So playing longer notes, that's certainly um, and a good way out for a track like this. Right. Even because it's Pink Floyd based. Playing, well, I guess less is a way to put it. And like Pablo said here, phrasing articulations. Take a look at this phrase. Sorry. I just played the same notes in the same direction in a lot of different ways. Each way is like just, is for a specific context. No way is necessarily better, all right? But each way is for a different context. So paying attention on how you're playing things and using the articulations and all of those different resources that we have on the guitar certainly can help. Now, I have two exercises that I like to do when it comes to being more melodical. And one of them is forcing yourself to stay in just one string. Because, like I said, if I have here the pentatonic shape, I'm not really visualizing melodies. I'm just visualizing the shapes, and my fingers are going through the motions. But if I choose the pentatonic or even major minor scale here in just the high string, and I forbid myself to play on the other strings, restricted practice is key for a lot of things, guys. If I do that, then I'm forced to play less. And I'm forced to think differently too, because I'm thinking horizontally instead of vertically. So check it out. Just high string. So yeah, there's not a lot of room for you to play, a lot of fast phrases like this, but it's just really helpful to be more melodic. And then once you do that a little bit with the high string, you can do that with the B string, then you can do that with the G string and all of the other strings, right? Um, and the second thing that I like to do, and I also recommend to you guys, is try to sing what you're doing. When you try to sing, you also are very limited because basically you will play what you can hear in your head, or you will play what's kind of easier. So you will notice that you will be kind of restricted to just one region of the guitar. You'll play less notes, but again, it's helpful. So you end up being forced to play less, also because you have to breathe, like literally you have to breathe, right? So that's yeah, that's certainly one thing. And now getting back to for example what you said there, Mario, uh playing the chord tones that you wrote down, that's great. In F sharp we have F sharp, A, and C sharp. So at first you can just focus on playing those long notes. Actually bringing back to the beginning. Okay, F sharp, A, then we have A, C sharp, B for the E, G sharp, F sharp minor again, A major, E major, F sharp minor. This is a good way to practice the triad shapes for some of those, for some of you guys who are in this module. You can just like any exercise in the module that you have to map out the triad shapes closer. You do that here. So for example, here you had this, or here, like you can do it here, like. And anywhere else that you want to, and then just play these notes as long notes, right? So I guess to sum up, try to focus on your articulations. Use long notes. Don't be afraid to use long notes. And whenever you have the urge to keep playing because you want to figure out something that works, do the opposite. Take a step back and stop playing, and then try to slowly insert yourself back into the solo. improvise with just one string and explore the one string approach. It's also a very good way to connect the shapes. And finally, um, try to sing what you're doing. I know it'll feel weird, and even if you don't really sing in tune, right? It's not really the goal. The goal is to force yourself to breathe and stop in your ideas sometimes, and also to work on the translating what you hear in your head into the guitar, right? So these are some of the suggestions that I have that are about what Tommaso and Mario asked, but of course it goes for all of you, right? Um, okay, you guys have any thoughts, any questions on this? Anything else you'd like to add?
I think you gave me some great direction there. So thank you.
Great, you're welcome. And the one string approach, by the way, it's great to practice in most tracks, but in ballads, it's even better. If we were having a blues here, usually in blues, I don't suggest this because blues, usually I talk more about chord tones and combinations of different pentatonics and, of course, blues phrasing. But depending on the track, the one string approach will not be like it will be helpful because it helps you be more melodical, but here it's especially good. So yeah, take advantage of this week's track to do that.